Hey guys, come on in. How is everybody doing this Friday night? I'm Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs, and I'm going to play with some casting resin and some silicone molds and maybe some mica powder. So I'm not quite sure where we're going to go with what's going to happen tonight, but we're going to just kind of play along and see what happens. The other thing I'm going to do is while the casting while the casting molds are setting, I'm going to I may finish up a couple of projects, not a couple, but maybe one. So anyway, come on in. I hope everybody's had a wonderful week. It is Friday, everybody's favorite. All the days are the same for me because I don't work, so it doesn't make any difference one way or the other. Not at least outside the house. I enjoy what I'm doing, and you know, every day is a weekend for me. So we're going to go ahead, and I got me some more casting resin. I found out that the difference between cast resin and casting resin is how long it takes for it to set. If you buy cast, C-A-S-T resin, then it's going to take 24 hours to cure. All right, if you buy casting resin, it's going to take 10 minutes. So remember, I got some clear, and I wanted to, I thought I was going to, be ready. It was going to be ready in 10 minutes. Well, it wasn't ready until the next day. So, but that's how we learn, right? So y'all come on in. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate all of y'all. And I'm going to put some gloves on. I should have tied my hair back, but my thing that I tie my hair back with is in the other room. So maybe I'll just put it in the, hey Betty, how are you? Maybe I'll put my hair behind my back and hope that it stays back there. Okay, so with casting resin, couple of things. Now, depending upon what molds you have, if you have an IOD mold, this is an IOD, I don't know how they pronounce this, bibelets maybe. Wipe the back of that off. Anyway, they have, let's see if I can get it up close enough. All right, you see these little numbers right here? That tells you how, I know they're backwards for y'all, but if you have any of these IOD molds, and I think it's like within the last 2 or 3 years that or maybe 2 years that they went to this, but they have a number there that tells you how many milliliters of resin, doesn't make any difference if it's casting resin, cast resin, epoxy, or what. It's telling you the volume that you're going to need in milliliters to fill this up in order to turn this into an ornament. Now, if it's clay, it's not going to matter. But if it's liquid, you have all of these little numbers here. You can see them. Let's see, is that one? Yeah. So we've got one down here, one over here, and each individual mold has its own number. Now, the number that you want to remember is the number 30, because approximately, it's like 29 point something, but approximately 30 milliliters. Let me write this down so that it means more. Hang on. All right, let me grab this and a pencil. This is the teacher in me. I used to teach math. All right, so 30 milliliters approximately is equal to, I think, 1 ounce, if I'm right. Yes, okay, it's equal to 1 ounce. Okay, So every time you have 30 milliliters, you are going to have 1 ounce. And so the, what do I want to say? The cups here that I use, let me put a piece of white paper or something in here so y'all can see this. The cups that I use, the reason why I'm doing this is because the cups that I use have ounces on this side. And then it has 3/4 of a cup, half a cup, but I'm going to go by ounces. And since I'm going to go by ounces, what I have to do is I have to convert 30 milliliters for every ounce, okay? And for every ounce, I'm going to use half of it's going to be hardener and half of it's going to be the resin. So if I'm going to do 2 ounces, that means that's 60 milliliters, because it takes, every time you have 30 milliliters, it's an ounce. So if I want to use 2 ounces of resin, I'm going to use 1 ounce or casting resin. I'm going to mix half. Let's see what they call it. Okay, they call it part A and part B. So you're going to have half of part B and half of part A in that 2 ounces. Okay, so I try and work in even numbers just because that way I don't have to guess what is halfway between 1 and 2 ounces. All right. So I'm going to be shooting for probably about, I'm thinking 6 ounces. That's going to give me 3 ounces of hardener and part A and 3 ounces of part B. And if I have 6 ounces, 6 times 3 is 180, because remember that, or 6 times 30. Remember that every time we have 30 milliliters, that's going to be 1 ounce. So every time we have 60 milliliters, that's going to be 2 ounces. All right, I'm trying to make it simple for you. So what you need to remember is that 30 milliliters is going to be equal to 1 ounce of resin. If you have the molds, okay, if you have the molds that have those numbers on it, then the number you want to remember is 30. Every time you have 30 milliliters, that's going to be equal to 1 ounce. All right, and so then you can decide how much you're going to use from there. Now, these molds here do not have the numbers on it, so all bets are off with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up, I think I want to mix up 6 ounces, because let me hold on a minute. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could probably, this whole mold here, and I don't know that I'm going to do the whole mold. I'm going to do a couple of different kinds of molds. I really want to work with the Christmas lights, but I'm not going to do that tonight. So what I'm going to do is, if I have just a little bit of resin left over, I'm going to put that resin in one of the smaller molds, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to do the larger molds with this, and then I'll come back and I'll do the smaller molds with what's left over. And then I really want to do the Santa Claus. So tonight I'm going to do mostly casting. And then after we cast these, or while we're waiting for it to set, then what we're going to do is, I've got a pumpkin that I need to finish, that I need to put a seal, a final coat on there. And we're going to let that sit for 10 minutes, and that'll take up that time. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth and do a couple of things. Now, the other thing that I'm hoping that I can get around to is, I have these mica powders, and I have not used them. So we're going to see what we can do with these mica powders, and you know, how that's going to turn out. All right, the other thing that I have, if we need more time to wait for our molds, is I've got my zip snip, and I'm going to show you how to use that when I cut up cardboard. So lots of fragmented pieces on the table, but the biggest thing is that I want to go ahead and get some of these molds in casting resin, and then we'll go from there. So let's start. All right, so I want to do 3 ounces of hardener, or part A, and 3 ounces of part B. Part A and part B. That's part B. So let me do part A first, just so that we can go in order. It does not matter which one you do first. And then the other thing is I need to bring up my timer. So let me open my computer, because I need to stir this. I think it's for 5 minutes, y'all. I mean 3 minutes. Let me double check. Oh, working time 1 to 2 minutes. Measure. Oh, mix thoroughly for 1 minute. Good thing I checked, huh? Check the sides and the bottoms. Okay, so 1 minute. So we're going to time 1 minute. So let me put 1 minute on the clock. Let's see here if I can open this up. All right, let me see. Timer, TIMER. Good thing I checked, because we only got a few minutes to work with this. All right, come on. Let's see if it's going to come up. All right, online timer. Let's do timer. All right, where is it? Why is this not coming up? Maybe images? Nope. All timer. All right, let me hit enter again and see if we can get it. I don't know why it's not coming up. Stopwatch. Maybe we need stopwatch. Let's try that. No. Huh. Well, usually it just comes right up for me. Huh. Not supposed to do this. All right, we're going to close that out. All right. Let's try it again. Timer. Well, timer, countdown timer is a type. Okay, it's giving me a definition. I don't want online timer. Here we go. All right, let's set the timer for 1 minute. All right, I got it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and where's part A? Sorry about that, y'all. I thought it was going to come up pretty easily. There you go. All right, so I'm going to come in here. I'm going to open this up. And I can see that one bottle is lower than the other. That means that I'm not going to have fully equal amounts in here, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to go for 3 minutes. 3 ounces. What am I talking about? 3 minutes. All right, so there's 3 ounces. And then it's really best if you put your lid back on your container that you're working with, and then that way you don't accidentally put the lid on the other resin onto this one. And because if you switch lids, you take a chance of sealing that shut, and it's not going to come out of there. All right, so let me just show you. This is what I have. I've got 3 ounces. It's a little crooked. There we go. It's 3 ounces. And I'm going to get this ready. Now, I also want you to recognize that I have a silicone mat down. Resin will not stick to silicone. It'll peel right off. This is what we're working with, is silicone. The other thing is that I have a glass mat under this. Resin will stick to glass. It'll seal it right on shut. So if you have any kind of glass surface, you want to make sure that you cover it with a plastic table, shower curtain, or a silicone mat or something, so that, okay, we got to go quick with this, y'all. I'm wondering if this was a smart idea to do this amount. I'm kind of thinking, hold on. I'm thinking I better pour some of this back. This is part A. Don't want to ruin the whole bottle. I'm going to do 4 ounces because I don't want this to harden before I have a chance to get it in the mold, because it'll just be wasted that way. So I'm going to bring this, I'm going to work with 4 ounces at a time. I think that would be a better way of working. All right, that's 2 ounces. I need just a little bit more. Let me wipe this off. All right, that's 2 ounces. All right, so there's 2 ounces, and now we're going to come over here and we're going to add another 2 ounces. It's actually a little bit over 2 ounces, so I'm going to do a little bit over 4. I got a minute to work with this. All right, that looks good. We're going to get this on here. We're going to hit our timer. And we're going to start stirring, and then we're going to start pouring. And make sure that you scrape the sides. It'll look kind of stringy. You'll also start to feel it get warm. I don't think I'm going to have to worry too much. I want to do one of these, I don't know how you pronounce this, biblets or whatever. Yeah, I can feel it getting warm. I've got 30 seconds. Remember, I've got, what'd you say, like 8 to 10 minutes of working time? No, 1 to 2 minutes. And in 10 minutes, it's going to demold. All right, so we got 10 seconds on the clock. I'm going to do the Santa Claus first. All right, here we go, y'all. We got 1 to 2 minutes. This is fast stuff here. All right, here we go. We're going to pour this in here. Got some reindeer, some Santa Claus. You want to make sure that it gets in all the crevices. All right, here we go. Going to get the antlers. Whoops. All right, and then I'm going to come over here, and I want to try and do this big one here. I hope I'm going to have enough. Oh, I am. This is the one I really want to try and see if we can put like some gilding wax or something on it. And then I've got a little bit left, so I'm going to go into this one here. And it looks like I'm going to just make it, y'all. Going to just make it. This one's running over a little bit. We'll see if we can trim that back. Do not want that to run off of my... All right, so we're going to let that sit. It's not going to take long. Let's put a timer on for reset. End timer, stop. This is a different timer than I'm used to. Edit timer. That's what we want to do. We want to do 10 minutes. Okay. All right, see how it's turning white? That's what you want it to do. You don't really need to put a timer on because you'll be able to tell when it's done. All right. That went way overboard, but I'm going to see if I can clean that up when we pull that out. All right, so now round 2. It's going to be kind of like stations, different stations. Let's see if I can get a, oh, we took all of those. Oh, here they are, right here in front of me. All right, I'm going to take some of this, and we're going to go back to Thanksgiving. This is a pumpkin that I painted a while back, and I never finished the, hey, Berta, how are you? I never finished sealing it. And so I'm going to go ahead and put the sealant on this while we're waiting for the cast to be done. And we are going to seal this, and it will be ready to go, whatever we want to do with it. But it's been sitting on my on top of my printer, waiting to be put the sealant on this. And I thought, well, today is the day so that I can call it done. And it's going to just make this, it's going to bring this up a couple of notches. Because once we get the sealant on this, it just really makes a difference. Berta, I ordered some more of the rhinestone trim because I was out of it, and it came in today. So I was glad to see that it didn't take very long. That first link that I sent you wasn't going to come in until like the end of December. Was it like the end of December? It was like way too long, and I'm like, no, that's not going to happen because I got lots of Christmas stuff that I want to have done. All right, so we're going to let that set. Make sure I've got all of the, all right, so we're going to let that set, and then we're going to come back. All right, we've got 7 more minutes on this. So let me go ahead, and we're going to dry our pumpkin. I really like how this turned out. Y'all, these pumpkins are so fun to paint. I found them at Hobby Lobby last year, and I went back and I bought some more this year. There's just so many different things that you can, ways that you can paint them. All right, I'm watching to see what we got going here. So I'm hoping to, all right, after we get these out of the mold, I'm thinking we'll put just a base coat. We'll put just a base coat of some paint on there. And then, all right, let me move this out of the way. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to trim that up because boy, did I really over pour that. All right, I'm going to do one more coat of this, and then it will be done. This brush has seen its better days. It is, I must have like taken my heat gun or something and must have shot the heat gun at it because some of the bristles on it look like they are singed. And the only person who's been using this brush is me, so I know it was me. All right, we'll get this one. Done. So I know everybody's getting ready for Thanksgiving. All right, so let's do that. I don't think I need any more of this. I'm gonna go ahead and just pour this. Maybe I'm not. All right, no, I'm not. That was just a good idea. I don't have anything else that I need this for, so I'm gonna just soak this up with a paper towel and let that sit. All right, we're gonna put this off to the side. I can call that done. And now, for those of you who have not seen my zip snip, I have some cardboard here that I need to cut up, so I wanted to show you how I do this. I've been looking, you know, when I paint, I like to use cardboard. All right, so I'm gonna do this in thirds. This is my zip snip, and I'm gonna just take and I'm gonna cut these in thirds. Some of them, I'm gonna do some of them in thirds and some of them in halves. I think halves will probably be better. I'm gonna do halves. And this just cuts right on through this. All right, so the molds that I'm using tonight are, who are they from? One is called, the blue one is called LeBlanc. And I don't even know how to pronounce this word. It's German. It says Christmas balls. And so that's what the blue one is. All right, how are we doing on time? We got 3 minutes. All right, so that's my zip snip. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show y'all some of the kind of behind the scenes things that I do. And I'm gonna stuff it in this bag. And then when I need cardboard, I will pull it out. And I will stick this right over here in an easy place to reach. And we'll put our zip snip back away. This is kind of like a working night. Now, I did finish my, did y'all see the picture that I did of the snowflake yesterday? Didn't that turn out pretty? I love how this turned out. I was so excited. Now, there were some parts on here where the white paint kind of came through. So what I did was I took my base coat. I'm going to show y'all. This is well worth the money. I'm telling you. It was, I think I got it on sale. I can't remember. I think it sells for $17, but I got it on sale from Gaffrey Art Material. One coat. One coat. This canvas, the black that you see on this was on a white canvas, and it was one coat. It's thick, it's heavily pigmented, and so what happened was there were some places on here where the white was showing through, and what I did, let me see if I can demonstrate this for y'all. I don't know if I will, because I don't think that my camera's gonna show. But what I did was I took a piece of, I don't need this anymore. I'm done with these gloves. I took a piece of tape, painter's tape, and I'm gonna just, I've got this wrapped in plastic, and I lined this up right on the edge where the black was. And then I took a paintbrush and I just went right over that area with a paintbrush, and I was able to It was like the perfect solution. I was like, how am I going to get a brush that close? Because in some places, this is like just like the width of your fingernail, and so I just used the tape and then covered it up, and that way it gave me a straight edge. I tried to paint it freehand, and my hand just wasn't steady enough because it was such a small amount that needed. But I'm going to be keeping this. I'm going to actually get the white too. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, timer is done. So let's pull this out and see what we have. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's pretty. All right, so now this is still kind of soft, so I'm going to just kind of pinch these areas off. All right, look at that, y'all. We're going to put some, we're going to do this, and we're going to do some gilding wax or something with this. All right, let's see if we can break this off of here. It's still soft. Now, if you do this in clay, then you'll be able to break this off probably a little bit easier. But I'm just kind of going in here in between where I know that the silicone is not supposed to be, and just kind of breaking it out of there. I don't think I got that. Oh, maybe I did. Okay. All right, and then this part here, looks like this needs to come out here. I'm just kind of looking at the mold to see. I wonder if a pair of scissors, I don't think I have a pair of scissors small enough to get in here is the problem. If you get this before it hardens too much, you can kind of clean these up is what I'm trying to tell y'all. All right, let's see if I can trim that. All right, that looks good. All right, so this is the other one. Isn't that pretty? All right, now let's take Santa out. I kind of overstepped Santa's mold too. So let's see how this is going to come out of here. All right, we're going to trim this. And looks like Santa, I've got to trim all of this around his hat. This is like way out of bounds here. All right, hang on a minute, because I think I do have a smaller pair of scissors. Let's see if these are good in here. And it's still warm, so I know that I could probably still work with this. I should have done a better job. So this is going to be a practice session, y'all. I won't pour so much next time. I think the next time what I'll do is I'll work with smaller amounts. All right, let's go around his hat. And I'm going to get this up in here. And then I'm going to kind of break that off of there. This is definitely going to be a trial run. Friday nights are for trial runs, right? All right, so this needs to... Boy, I really did a bad job on this. All right, here we go. I'm going to pull this out of here so that the tree is separated. All is not lost. Trying to kind of, when you're working with the casting resin, you really don't have a whole lot of time to play. When you're working with resin, you got a 45-minute window. Ooh, okay. All right, let's come in here. trim that up. All right, we're going to just have to do the best we can with this because this has got a lot of excess. Now, while this is still warm, say you wanted to put this on something round, you can still bend this, but I'm going to keep it straight. Say like you wanted to put it around a can or something, you still have time to do that once it comes out of the mold after it's set for several minutes. All right, yeah, I just really like all of these antlers should be individual. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. All right, when you look at where their antlers are, all of that. All right, let me do that again because I kind of took it away kind of fast. All of their antlers should be where you can see them individually, and they're like one big glob. I mean, we could probably it's just kind of tough to get in there in some of these spots. All right, let me come in here. And then it's kind of almost easier in this small space to use your fingernail and just kind of break it off. And as this starts to cool, you won't have the same amount of ability to, because it'll get really, really hard, and you won't have as much playtime with it. Okay, there's that. Bird of the ornament that I'm sending you is with the casting resin, and you'll see that it is like rock hard because at some point it'll stop being, you just won't be able to work with it. It'll be so hard. So once it gets set, it's not going anywhere. Let's see if I can get this in here. That's why I'm kind of working kind of fast because I know it'll get really, really hard. All right, so that's better. We got those antlers. Let me get this one right in here. I'll do better next time. So I had a 2 items. I could use a 40% off 2 items from Michael's. And so what I did was I bought 32 ounces of resin, two containers of it. I normally only buy it by the 16 ounces. So I was able to save quite a bit of money on that with that coupon. I thought, well, this is perfect because, I'll be able to make the Christmas stuff, and I knew that I wanted to do a lot of casting molds and things like that. So I was like, all right, yeah, let's do this. Okay. Just snipping this so that we can see their antlers. There we go. If you have an even smaller set of scissors, then that's even better. But this is not, these scissors aren't having any trouble at all cutting this stuff. I'll just let y'all know. It's really pretty easy because it's still kind of soft. All right, let me see what I got. All right, looks like I need to come here on his nose a little bit. And snip that off. All right, so the moral of the story is I think that it's better to work. I'm glad I didn't do the 6 ounces, y'all. It's better to work in smaller, where'd the tree go? Oh, it's right here. It's better to work in smaller amounts than larger amounts. I'm a go big or go home kind of person, and this is not the time to do that. It's starting to get harder. Kind of crazy, because I can, as it cools down. All right, let me make this flat. All right, this is better. This is much better. Okay, this in here, I don't know if I'll be able to get to it or not, but I'm sure going to try. And I'm going to see if I can come in here and grab this from the back. Got it. All right, let me show you what I'm doing. His back two legs. Can you see up in here where my finger was? I need to separate that so that we can have we can see the difference between his legs moving. They look like one big glob right now. Okay. And then I'm going to trim that. And I'm going to come in here. Oh, I've got some stuff. Boy, I've really got lots of room for improvement on this one. Well, I'm glad I did a practice session and I didn't turn it into, I was thinking, I didn't know if I wanted to put this on a book or a frame or what I wanted to do. I think tonight we're going to just play with this. All right, let me look and see what else. All right, this spot right in here needs to be dealt with. Don't want to poke my fingers. All right. We got that. Now there's one area right in here where their legs are that needs to open up. Oh, you know what? We had somebody come today and cleaned up our yard for us. We had to pay for it, but it was so bad because, you know, my husband has been taking care of his mom, and he usually does the yard work. And Seth has been mowing the grass, but he has a hard time with pulling weeds and stuff like that. All right, that's better. Let's see if I can show you what I'm doing. I'm opening up these areas in between. Let's see if I can grab this. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a minute. I'm trying to beat the clock here. So I'm thinking that once this starts turning white, and it looks maybe like 8 minutes. All right, that looks better. I got a little bit in here that needs to be trimmed. Okay. Okay, so we got trees on here. I don't like the way the tree is, but that's okay. It looks like, all right, in between these two reindeer, we need to have their necks exposed. So that we can see that there's two reindeer there. And this is almost getting to the point where I'm not going to be able to do much more with it. Kind of going to push that through and then clip it on the back side. And then we're going to play with this and see what we want to do with it. Oh, here's another spot too. Just don't want to jam my finger in here. If anybody can cut themselves with a pair of scissors in their hands, it's me. I had, when Robert and I were first, let's see, I don't know if Mark was born yet or not. So anyway, I was making a roast, and all right, it's not a real smooth look, but it'll at least give us the idea. I was making a roast, and I was cutting carrots to put in the roast, and I had a sharp knife in my hand, and I dropped one of the carrots, and okay, Berta. I dropped one of the carrots. I had the knife in my hand, and I went down on the ground. It was like a fillet knife, too. And I went down on the ground to pick up the carrot that I dropped to throw it away, and when I reached across that knife, I stabbed myself. To the ER I went, and ended up with a couple of stitches. And I was like, our younger son, he's so funny. He was in Royal Rangers, which is a program with the, it's like Boy Scouts with the Assembly of God churches. And, all right, let's see what I got here. It's better. It's not good, but it's better. It is better. At least we've got some air between the, all right, let's see if I can get to this, the two reindeer. There we go. These scissors are better than those other scissors. Anyway, the Royal Rangers has a program. They do a lot of things like camping and everything with the kids. Thanks for sprinkling, Berta. They have, what's it called? A cut and chop card or something like that. And the commanders go over, you know, the proper way to handle a knife and stuff like that. Now, I was a Girl Scout, and anyway, it's like I'm notoriously doing knives the wrong way, and scissors and things like that. I've gotten better because, you know, the Holy Spirit will warn me. The Holy Spirit will say, don't do that. And then I'll say, well, I'm just going to do one more slice. Like one time I had a mandolin, and all right, that's better. Let me show you what I have. I'm seeing if there's, oh, this part here I missed. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to this. Y'all don't want to see me cut myself online, that's for sure. I may just have to let that one go. This is the last section that I need to get. All right, so now what I know when I do this again, yeah, because this is getting way too hard to work with. Let's see if I can open that up just so that we can see that that part of the sleigh is the runners. It's getting really, really hard. I don't know what I was cutting. It was probably carrots again, because carrots are the things that I usually get cut with. Oh, and it was carrots. So I wanted to cut the carrot, like if this is the like if this is the blade, instead of cutting the carrot this way, I wanted to cut the carrot this way so that I had long slices. And anyway, let's see if I can get this. It was like, the Holy Spirit was like, you shouldn't be doing that. And I'm like, just one more, just one. I can get one more slice out of that. One more slice, man. I about took my thumb off. And so he warns me. He does warn me. I don't always listen, but he will give me a warning. All right, looks like we're going to get the majority of this opened up, y'all. Let me see what we got here. I want this to be flat. All right, this is as good as we're gonna get. So let me show you what I've been working on here so that you can see. I'm gonna have to use the scissors to point to it. Let me bring y'all closer so I can get you in here. Hey, Lisa, how are you doing? All right, you see these pieces right here, all these little holes? I over poured the mold, and then this back here. How are you doing, Lisa? Thanks for sprinkling it out there. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, like this pot, this I filled in, so I had to open that up. I had to open this piece up here, right here. Yeah, you can see the light through there. I had too much resin in between his back legs. I had too much resin in between his antlers because I was trying to hurry. All right, so moral of the story is next time I do this, and I'm gonna paint this, and we're gonna see how he turns out. But this is gonna be our prototype, okay? He's our practice guy, and I think I want to do him. Should I do this guy, or should we do the ornaments? Which one do y'all want to do tonight? I don't think we'll have time to do both of them. I mean, y'all want to hang out, I can hang out, but it's just a matter of which one y'all think we should do. Should we do the, I kind of want to do the Santa Claus. What do y'all think? So we can do, I'll do a coat of white paint. Santa Claus or ornament? What do y'all think? The ornaments will go pretty quick, because it'll just be a matter of putting a little bit of paint on these. Oh, let's see if I can get this one cleaned off. Lisa, are you feeling any better? I hope you are. It is no fun being in pain. I can tell you that. I think this is a prototype too, y'all. Just kind of. So what do y'all think? Are we doing Santa Claus, or are we going to do... All right, let me get some paint out. We're going to go with, let's see, that's a nice red. Oh boy, there's a lot of detail in this. I'm not quite sure the best way to do this. I think I want to do a green. Oh boy, there's like all kinds of toys in here. I don't even know what they are. Looks like some kind of tennis racket, a doll. I don't know if I want to do all of that. Let's see. All right, I'm going to get some, I'm going to use some of this bonding boss. I think this is the thing. No, I'm sorry. I tell you what, I get so frustrated with the medical community. I wish they'd stop being so greedy. And, you know, the insurance companies, they should not be running the show. They don't have a medical degree. They should not be running the show. That's just my 2 cents worth. All right, let me clear some space off of here. And we're going to start painting. We're going to see how this goes. I'm kind of thinking that I may do... All right, let's get some bonding boss on here. I have found that if I hit the top of this on here, it'll open up easier. Oh, I hope I haven't sealed this thing shut. That would not be good. Oh, gosh. I turn this sideways. Bonding boss seals plastic, glass. I'm really hoping that this is not sealed. And when I opened it up, can y'all see where it ran right here? Because it was sideways. Oh, no. Oh, This is a brand new thing too. I hope I haven't sealed it shut. Oh no, y'all. We will see. I thought I cleaned the tracks out. I'm gonna find out here in a minute. It's not gonna come open. I'll have to see if Seth can get it for me. It's not gonna work. All right, so let me come over here to Plan B, and we'll just do some chalk paint. I hope I didn't seal that whole thing shut. That is not going to be good. All right, I'm going to just get kind of a cheapo brush. And we're going to go all the way over this just to give it some tooth. And we're going to see what's going to happen. We're going to give everything. So Santa has a tree in his hands. Oh gosh, it's got like little holly berries. This is a lot more intricate than I thought it was going to be. All right, well, we may, I'm not quite sure. He's got a wreath on the back. Boy, this could take hours to paint, y'all. So I may be just highlighting him. We'll get like maybe, I don't know. We'll get a one coat on him, and then I'll figure out maybe like I'm thinking like a wax or something look. Looks like he has a drum and a trumpet at the top of his toy bag. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is like really, really intricate. And then we've got the reindeer. They have harnesses. Let's see if I can show this to y'all once I get it painted. Huh. It's got a tennis racket, a baseball. I don't know what that is. A tree hanging down. All kinds of ornate, like greenery. You're going to need some special brushes to paint all of that. I don't know if I'm up for that. That's a pretty intricate. I have to figure out. We could do. I don't know. I'm gonna have to kind of think this through while I'm painting it, because there is like a lot, and you can even, there's even like you can see the hair on the reindeer's bodies there where their fur is. There's even lines in this. This is really intricate, y'all. I wasn't expecting it to be like that, but it is. See, that's not quite straight. All right, we're going to see what this, I'm going to try and show y'all after I get it painted. I hope that bonding boss did not seal that jar shut, y'all. I think I've used it once, and it's like a 16-ounce jar. That's like an expensive mistake. All right, here we go. So Seth and I had salmon for dinner. How many of y'all are salmon eaters? Do you like salmon? Even if you don't like salmon, you would like this recipe. I created it, and I'm telling you, I like altered it. It's like I had a recipe somewhere else that I was following, and I did not have the ingredients that the recipe called for, and I just kind of came up with my own stuff. And oh my goodness, y'all, it is like amazing. And how many of y'all are salmon eaters? If you're a salmon eater, I'll share the recipe with you. I'll tell you, it has cream, heavy whipping cream, butter, Chef Paul's blackened red seasoning or something like that. Okay, I'm going to show y'all what this, there's a lot of intricacy on this. And this girl right here is not going to be able to do that because I don't think I have the brushes that it's going to take. So we're going to go, I think we might do like a couple of things on here and then do some gilding wax or something over it. I got to figure this one out because this is a lot more intricate than I thought it was going to be. Let me see if y'all can see this. All right, let me bring you forward. Hold on. I'm going to bring y'all forward. You don't like salmon? You're a Mexican gal. I can see that. You like your Mexican. You're an excellent. All right, so can y'all see all the intricacy in that? Look at that. There's a tree here. Right there is a tennis racket, a basketball. There's another tree and Santa's hand there. Up here in the front is a drum and there's a trumpet. Oops. There's also a trumpet right here. I don't know if y'all can see the trumpet. See it right there, the open part of the trumpet. What else is in here? I don't know what that, oh, that's Santa's jacket. Oh, there's a doll. You see the doll right here? Can y'all see the doll? There's a doll. And then if you look at the reindeer, can you see the hair on the fur? You see how there's lines there for the fur? I think I'm going to go for maybe, I don't know how to do this. This is going to be interesting. All right, so I'm going to pull y'all back again. And just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint up this ornament because I think this ornament's going to be more my speed. And you would like this recipe though, Berta. It's not fishy tasting. The lemon, you saute the salmon in butter, and then you put blackened Chef Paul's blackened redfish or something like that on the top and bottom of the fish. You would like it because you like flavor, and this is not fishy tasting at all. Matter of fact, a friend of mine whose son was extremely picky, he liked it. I was surprised. I thought, if he likes it, anybody will like this. It was so funny. He grew up with us. It is very detailed, a lot more detailed than I was expecting it to be. So I think this might be one where we just kind of do like an overview. I'm almost thinking this is going to be like an offline type thing where you can like do a little bit and then come back to it, or just spend hours at the table, because this guy here is not going to go quickly. There's just too much detail in it. I wasn't expecting that. But anyway, so we homeschooled together. My friend who we play cards with on Friday nights, and we haven't played cards in a long time because my husband's been taking care of his mom. But anyway, we're spiritually on the same page, and so we can talk about a lot of things and understand where the other person's coming from. Well, her younger son, he's very, very picky. He used to be very, very picky about what he would eat. And I made some Ezekiel stew, and it had lots of different grains and beans and stuff like that in it. And he said, I don't like it. I said, excuse me, I said, you haven't even tried it. You can't say you don't like it if you haven't even tried it. So I said, excuse me, I said, just try one bite. So he took like a bean, like a grain, because it had all these different textures in it. He was not into all the different textures. He like took one bean and he goes, I tried it, I don't like it. I said, you had your mind made up before you even tasted it. You had your mind made up that you were not going to like this. And we had someone living with us at the time. We've had a lot of different people that have needed a place to stay, you know, in between different parts of their lives and things like that. And anyway, so we're sitting at the kitchen table, right? And I said, you had your mind made up before you even tasted it. I said, now, what I want you to do, I said, I want you to go, this is going to be good. I want you to think that this is going to be good. I want you to get the right mindset when you taste this. And so he goes, with a straight, I got to do it with a straight face. He goes, this is going to be good. And I said, no. I said, you got to say it like you mean it. And I said, this is going to be good. And he goes, this is going to be good. Yes, it has lemon. It has lemon in it. And anyway, so he looked up at me and he goes, Miss Julie, why are you trying to torture me? And the gal who was living with us at the time, she and I both cracked up. And I said, all right, you gave it your best shot. And, you know, he tasted it and still didn't like it. All of that to say that he liked my salmon. So when he liked my salmon, I thought, if he likes it, anyone will like it. So you take the black and red fish and you put it on the top and the bottom of the salmon. Then you saute it in butter in a skillet, lots of butter. And then from there, you take and once it's done, you know, you do like maybe three or 4 minutes on each side on a medium heat. You flip it over. You know, you do one side, then you flip it over, you do the other side. And, okay, we may have more luck with this guy here. We're going to see what's going to happen. I'm going to just do that one there. And then after it's done, you take, depending upon how many pieces of salmon you're doing. If you're doing 2 or 3 pieces of salmon, a half of a lemon. You can put more if you want. You can never have too much lemon. All right, you take and you squeeze either a half or a whole lemon, depending upon how many pieces of salmon you have, on top of the salmon. And then you take and you pour heavy whipping cream into the skillet, and it's going to turn it an orange color. And anyway, yeah, so all right, I'm just seeing if I missed anything. Oh, there's something on the back here. What is that? What is that? Some kind of toy. Well, of course. Oh, there's a horse. There's his sack. All right, I think what we're going to have to do, y'all, I think we're going to have to do this all in one color. I wished I could do, I don't know if I can get his face or not. I'm thinking, oh, I missed that spot right there. You pour the heavy whipping cream in and you cover everything, and it's a sauce. It acts like a sauce. And then from there, you can have like broccoli or green beans with it. The broccoli will mop up all that sauce. Seth calls broccoli the mops. And, all right, let me get in here. All right, so this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, y'all tell me what you think, but this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we should go over this with like a wax, like a dark wax. And then after we go over it with the dark wax, we come back and we go over this. I got to get in between their legs and everything. Then we come back over with some like gilding wax. And then you just let it simmer for a few minutes after that. And pretty much after it's cooked and you've added the lemon and the heavy whipping cream, you pull it off of the stove. This is done on the stove, not in the oven, because you're sauteing it. And then you just you put a little bit of you put a piece of salmon on everybody's plate, or let them get it themselves on the table, however you want to do it. And green beans or broccoli on the side, and if you want something else, you can have something else, but it is so good. We had, hey Gloria, come on in. We've got this is what we're doing. We did this mold, and I kind of messed it up. I put a little bit too much casting resin in it. And so I'm trying to figure out what's the best thing we want to do with this guy, because it is pretty intricate, and I don't think I have the right brushes that are going to do this justice. I would have to play with this offline for hours. So I think what I'm going to do, we're going to let this dry, and we'll see. We'll do like a dark wax on here. There we go. We'll do like a dark wax on here. All right, let me check this one out. But if you do decide to try it, I think you would like it. Buy just a small amount to start with. And, but I have not served it to anyone who did not like it. I think the lemon, it's the lemon and the spices. They just blend together so well that it's yummy. It's really yummy. And I always make, you know, like extra of the, I put lots of heavy whipping cream in the, what do you call it? The skillet, because I like to have lots of the sauce. It is so good. Anyway, we had that last night, and we liked it so much. We only had like a half a piece left for each of us. And, okay, I think I got all of that. I think I'm going to practice. I think I'm going to practice on this one first and see what we do, what we get. All right. But Seth and I liked it so much, we were like, oh, let's eat those last two pieces. So we made more. But we only had like a half a piece each for us to eat for lunch today. And anyway, but there were green beans left over. So I poured some more heavy whipping cream and some more spices into the pan, and I kind of chopped up the salmon to, all right, I can do the bow in this, I think. And so it was like a dish, like a bowl where we mixed whatever, the little bit of salmon that was left over, and the sauce and the green beans. Oh, no, it was so good. So good. All right, I'm gonna practice. Still see some places I missed on I want to do something with a book, y'all. I want to do, okay, so we're going to, all right, let me get, all right, hang on. Let me turn myself around here. And I think this is the direction we're going to go. Let's see if this is the dark wax. That's clear. Let's get the dark wax. We'll mix those. And then we'll come back and we'll do some gilding wax and see what happens with that. Now, I think, I'm not sure, I think I should do, I think I should do the bow in red. What do y'all think? This is the bow up top. See the bow? There we go. I think I should try and paint that red. Or should I just do dark wax and the gilding wax? What do you think? It is amazing, Berta. You will love it. You will love it, love it, love it. I promise you will love it. There has not been anyone who has not liked this. All right, I need a small brush. I need a small, what is this one? I don't know if this one's gonna work or not. It just doesn't seem like it. All right, hang on. Oh! Essential Stencil has, there are many brushes, 35% off right now. And you can also use my code for, all right, let's try this one. Let's see what this does. I went and I bought some extra sets. Okay, I'm gonna try this and see what we get, y'all. All right, I'm gonna get one of those pieces of cardboard that I cut today. I just want a little guy. So if y'all want any of those Essential Stencil brushes, now is the time to get them because they've got them 35% off, and then you can use my my code. Nothing is wasted. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, look at that. I think I got more paint than I'm going to need, but that's okay. I got to see how this goes. This should have been cut out, it looks like. No? No, I don't think so. Okay, here we go, y'all. This is the bow. So if any of y'all do any brush stenciling, like I said, now is a good time to, all right, I gotta look at this and see where this is gonna go. Right before I came on, I went and bought a whole bunch of sets because I am always using those mini brushes. All right, let's see. I'm not sure if I'm loving this or not, but we'll see. I think I'm going to need I think I need a different color down there rather than making it all red. I think it needs to be like a darker red down in here, but I'll come back and do that afterwards. I'm going to paint the bow, and then I'm going to do some wax, and then after the wax I'm going to do some gilding. Wax, some gold on top, and we'll see where it goes. All right, hang on. I want that to be gold, I think. I can't tell. I think this is part of the ribbon. I don't know if I'm doing it right or not. Just give it a try, right? This is all bow here. I'll show you what I'm doing here in just a minute. Need something on the other side of that. So this is what we have so far with the bow. I'm trying to look at the mold to get a feel for what is what over here. It seems like No, I don't think that this part over here, I think that the bow, all right, this is part of the bow. I think maybe once we get the gold on here too, that's gonna help pull stuff out. I think we need, this has gotta be, this must be part of the bow. Guess we need to get the side. See if I can do it where y'all can see what I'm doing. This is like some kind of finial or something. All right, what is this here? All right, this looks like some kind of greenery. This is greenery, but I'm not gonna, I think I'm just gonna do the bow. We'll see what happens. It's like, I can't, I think that's right. This is getting rock hard, y'all. So that's why I went in and trimmed everything up right away. Oops, this is really sloppy, but that's okay because this is just, we're just playing right now, right? We're allowed to mess up when we're playing. We can mess up anytime though, but for sure this is where we learn. We just kind of pull things out of the gate and, all right, so there's our bow. There's our bow. Is she okay? All right, so from here, all right, I think we should do, all right, I'm gonna put that in the water. I think we're gonna go over this. All right, let me get a wax brush. I've got one in here that I have never used, and now is a good time to do it. Oh no, I've used this one here. All right, here we go. We're gonna take, and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to get some of this clear wax, and I'm going to get just a little bit of the dark wax. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but we're going to give it our best. We're going to give it our best shot, y'all. And then we're going to do some gold on top of this, is what my thinking is. I may have messed up by doing the bow. We may have, probably should have just left it alone. But we'll see. I'm not, you know, I love antiques, but I don't tend to do a lot of grungy stuff in my projects. Just getting that all in the nooks and crannies. We're going to see what's going to happen here. All right, and then we're going to come back here and we're going to wipe this off. This might be pretty cool, y'all. Ooh, I think I like this. I think I would have liked, I could have left the red bow off. I do. I think I should have left the bow plain, but here we are, right? Oh gosh, this is pretty. All right, I'll show you in a minute. I'm just trying to get the excess off of here. Wow, all right, look at that. We're not even done yet. And then we're gonna come back. Ooh. All right, I think I like this. I shouldn't have done the red bow. I think I should have left it alone, but we'll try this one and see what happens. Let's just do this one and see what we get if we do the whole thing. I think we should try Santa this way too. Let's try Santa this way and see what we get. Kind of turns this into like an ivory color. All right, so there's that. Okay, and now let's do Santa. I think we're going to do Santa. Where am I? All right, going to do just a little bit of dark wax and some clear wax. We're going to mix it together. And kind of offload a little bit. And we're going to just do all of Santa this way. Get all down in the nooks and crannies here. Okay, and do the antlers. All right, let me get a little bit more. See what we got. All right, then I'm going to wipe some of this off, and then I'll come back and get in. Oh my goodness. Wow. I would have never dreamed that it would turn out like this, but I'm liking it. It's got kind of an elegant look to it. Wow. And then we'll come back over this with gold highlights. All right, let me show you what we have so far, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Okay. I got a few nooks and crannies here that need to be taken care of. I think this, I'm glad I didn't put a paintbrush on this because I think I would have just messed it up because you saw what I did with the bow over here. All right, let's see. Now, you know, the other thing is that if I had like more than one color, oh, you know what I could do? Hang on with that thought. I'm thinking if I had more than one color of dark wax, you could do multiple layers, but I can just go straight up dark, right? All right, let me get another paper towel. Let's just do straight up dark and see what, let's try it on the little guy first and see what happens. Let's try it on the little guy. I think I like the mixture better. I'm not sold on it. I think it looks too dirty to me. Let's try the gold. Let's put the gold on the little guy and see what happens. Okay, let's do that before we say no. I like this one. This is more of an ivory color. This is more of a dirty color. All right, here we go. I'm gonna just kind of wipe my finger off. Yeah. I don't like the extra dark. I think that was a mistake. You can barely see the gold on there. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to just stick with what I have. And I'm going to wipe off that top layer a little bit. And then we're going to take, all right, let's practice on this ornament first. Let's see what we get. All right, here we go. All right, here we go, here we go. Oh my gosh, yes. I wonder if I use a different gold. You know what? All right, hang on, because I got an idea. I don't think I have any. Now, this helps this bow for sure, is putting this wax on here. This bow needed some help. Wow. All right, let's see what we got here. Wow, okay. But I feel like it needs something else. All right, here we go. Can you see? I don't know if y'all can see the gold is not really showing up a whole lot. So let me see if I can get some more on here. Maybe I have too much dark wax or something. I think that this is definitely the way. I like this. This is actually kind of turning out. Did you tell her to to go to my page and y'all could watch it together, even though you're not right there together. You could talk on the phone at the same time. My friend Angie and I, that's what we do, is like we'll play Trickster. All right, hold on a minute. I'm going to look back here and see what I have. We'll play Trickster and we'll talk on the phone. And, all right, let me see what I got. That's gold. I wonder if should I throw some silver in there? Maybe not. Let's see. Oh, we should try this. Garnet. Let's try it. Let's play with this. This is going to be a play night. Let's see what happens. Ooh. I'm not having much luck with opening stuff tonight, that's for sure. All right, here we go. Oh, there we go, there we go. Ooh, that looks like it needs to be stirred. Hang on, hang on. I need a, okay. Spin this around. Never use this. I hope it's not bad. It's the wrong color red. This is Dixie Belle Gemstone Mousse Garnet. I think we should try this with the little guy. All right, looks like when we stir it up, we're good. I've never used it. This is pretty. I think I'm going to try it on the little one and see what happens. And then we'll go from there. This is pretty, but it's not that color red. It's the wrong red. It's more like a copper red. All right, well, at least it's not bad. I'll show you what I got. Okay, it's kind of, it looks more orange in the, on the screen than it does here. All right, I like the way this turned out. Let me see if I have anything else that is red. That's copper, I think. What color is this? This looks more, I don't know, it looks antique copper. see what we got. We're going to try on the little one. I'm going to do half in here on this side. Nah, it's too coppery looking. I'm going to try this. It's pretty. I kind of like that. Not sure if you're supposed to use your finger on this or not, but it works. I like that. All right, so the question is, ooh, this is pretty, y'all. All right, let me show you what I got. I think I want to do this and maybe some gold on top. Can you see that? That's pretty. I think I want to rub something across the top of this. Just a little bit of color up here. Wow. Okay, so what do you think we should do for the Santa? I don't think I want to use this. This is too coppery color. I don't think I want copper for this. Yeah, that's just too, it's definitely a copper. So should we do the gold over Santa? Boy, it's all over me. Or should we do, gosh, this turned out really pretty. Maybe we should just do the gold over Santa. What do you think? Oh, y'all can't really see the color. It's hard to get it so that you can see what it's doing. I like that. All right, maybe, should we do the gold with Santa and just see how he does? That really turned out pretty. All right, let me see if there's any other colors I have up here that may work. I've got silver, gold, gold pigment, and silver. What's this? That's just a pigment. Okay. I do, you know, actually, after I added the gold to this, I like the red bow on it. Let me see. It does look vintage, doesn't it? That's the right word for it. All right, so should we do the gold on Santa? Should we go with the gold and see where we go with it? All right, I think we're done with this wax. So let me kind of get this out of the way. That away, free up some space. I like this. Should we try? I think we should do the gold. But we could do the red too. What do you think? Should we go red or should we go? I think we should go gold. I think we should stick with the gold. As much as I want to try this red on there, I could do half red and half gold. Should we try half and half and see which one we like better? Maybe that's what we should do, huh? All right, let me get another paper towel. This one's used up. All right, let me look at these colors. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do half of it in gold and half of it, all gold. All gold. I was going to do half and half, and then we can see which one we like best. Because this is just kind of playing, isn't it? All right, I'm going to do If I do the red, I would do the red on Santa. All right, I'm going to do the reindeer to start with. Oh my word. Maybe I should just do it all in gold. Wow, 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 wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait till you see this. Oh my goodness. This just kicked it up a whole nother notch. You can see all the hairs and the reindeers on the reindeer. Can you see all the hair on the reindeer now? I should have shown you before. Look at that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes, okay. All right, we're going gold. I still want to try the red. Half and half? Okay, good. All right, I need some confirmation there. I think we should try half and half. Wow, 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 wow. I'll give you a minute in case there's a lag and you changed your mind. Wow. Oh my goodness. I just think that we should try half and half. All right, see the reindeer? Wow. All gold now? I know, it's hard. Oh, let's go half and half because this is a practice night, right? Let's just practice and see what we like. All right, this is what we can do. All right, let's do it all gold and then we'll come back over and do some in red. How about that? And that way we'll know both ways what we like. All right, here we go. Wow. This is really pretty. Well, you know, the other thing is we don't have to do the whole thing in red. I could do like parts of it in red and like maybe his hat, the sleigh. Maybe that's what we need to do. Wonder if I can get a brush in some of these intricate spots. Wow. Oh my goodness. All right, so let me show you. This is really amazing. All right, let me show you. Oh, it's so hard because the lighting. Let me see if I can pull you closer and if the lighting will be better. Oh, there we go. And then we've got the reindeer. Wow. Can you see all the stuff in there? There's the basketball and the tennis ball, the trumpet, the drum, the tree, the wreath on the back. I think I'm going to try and do his sleigh with red. I think that's what we need to do. All right, let me bring you back. Sorry. I think I'm going to try and do a brush. Let's see if I have a brush that'll work for, I don't mind getting messed up. All right, let's do, I think I want to go over the sleigh and maybe his hat. Let's see what happens with that. Let's just try it. I think we might be on to something here. Maybe the way to paint these is with wax because it's just so intricate. I don't know how you could, and just hitting the highlights is about all I can think of that you could really do. Unless, I mean, I don't mind practicing and trying new things, but I just don't think my current ability is up for how intricate this sleigh is. Okay, that I like. Maybe we'll do his hat. All right, let me show you. Let me show you what we got. We got just his sleigh and the reindeer. All right, let me get his hat. Let's see what his hat does. Now, you know that when you're working with oils, that if you you put your brushes in olive oil, it'll clean it. You don't have to use mineral spirits or anything. All right, let me see. Let me get this a little bit brighter. I think we needed a mixture of both. It wasn't necessarily half and half, but just some parts. Oh my goodness. All right, let me do just a little bit more and then I'll show you. Oh, this is fun. This is so fun. Wow, okay, look at that. Let me see if I can pull you closer so that I can get the lighting right for you. Here, let's see if I can get, so that I can get all the color at the same time. Kind of hard. Oh, I don't see where, all right, let me look at it and see what I need to show y'all. All right, so there, maybe, there we go. You can see the golds. Can you see the gold and the red? It's kind of hard to see. And then I got his hat. See, I got his hat. They, give him a little bit more hat. Wow. Oh my gosh, there's candy canes too. He's got candy canes in his hand. I thought he had a tree. He's got candy canes and something else. Let's see if you can see his. See the, hold on, I'll get it. I'll get it so y'all can see it. They're right there, the candy canes. Can you see the candy canes? This is so intricate. That's a good shot right there. Okay. Wow, 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 wow. All right, let me bring you back so you can see what I'm doing. I think we got it. I think having the sleigh and get the back of his hat so that it doesn't look like it's not finished. I can't figure out what he has in his hand. Hold on. I thought it was a tree. Kind of looks like a tree. All right, let's see. I like it. I like how this turned out. I think having some of the red on top like of the sleigh is good. I wish I had a different red though. All right, I think we're done. What do you think? Oh, I like it. All right, so let's try. I don't have any more to play with. I kind of wished I did. I'm having a good time. So this is the red one. Let me see if I can show you. There we go. That's the red one. It has gold. I'm going to put some of this on the top here. I think that these are better with gilding wax than they are with paint, to be honest with you. And I'm just going to go across the top of this so that it kind of gets stronger. Going across it with the gilding wax, the wax first really sets the tone for this. All right, there we go. All right, let's see if you can see that. I put some red up at the top. See how it shines? I know. I love it. And then we've got this one here, which I think turned out, that one turned out pretty too. I like that red better than I like this red here. I wish that this was that color red. But you're right, it's definitely vintage looking. But I don't know, I guess you would have to, for this one here, you can't really hang it because there's no hole in it. So it would have to be like on a, put it on a book or something like that. I got to get better with working with clay though too. I haven't mastered that. If I put my mind to it, I can master it, but I just haven't done it. I like that. That's good. All right, well that was fun. What started out looking like it was going to be a flop turned out to be, we learned quite a bit, didn't we? What we like, what we don't like. I think so. If you had to do this yourself, Berta, what would you change? What would you keep? I need to clean this with oil. Glue a piece. Oh, that's a good idea. To just glue a piece. Well, what kind of glue would I use? Because this is plastic, like silicone. It's really slick. Trying to think what would. I don't think hot glue would work. I think it would slide off of there. Maybe a B7000 or something. This is really pretty. That is really pretty. Once I got the gold on the ribbon, that kind of changed things up a lot. All right. How fun. All right, so now it's just a matter of, I'm not sure if I like the red, but I'm not convinced that adding the red makes it better in this. I think that I think we could very easily keep this in all gold and it would be really elegant. What do you think? Yes, red, yes or no? Should we add the red, yes or no, next time? Probably wax with brown, rub off, then do the gold, okay, and just do gold. I'm kind of thinking leave the red out. Because when I look at this one here, even though this has the red at the top, when I look at, see, you can't really see what I see. It's not showing up in the, maybe there. You can see it a little bit there. But I'm thinking just the wax and the gold. I think those are, now this is a completely different look. That one's kind of cool. And we never even got out the mica powder either. So I think that's what we're gonna do. And I think that, we could do a variety. We could do some with the sleigh red and some not. This is a cool, so I got to figure out how to, let me see if I can show you this mold. It's got like all kinds of intricate places to get into. And let's see if I can show you. There you go. And I didn't even get around to doing the Merry Christmas because I just wanted to focus on the sleigh. Wow, how fun is that? Trying to think what else is in here. I don't know what that ball is. This is a basketball. Oh, this is a beach ball is what it is. That's what it is. I think this is a beach ball right here. I think that's a beach ball. I think that's a beach ball. There's a horse. This is amazing. The intricacy of this. They had to do this with a computer or something. I don't know. But you know, there are people that can draw that well. So, all right, Berta, thanks for hanging with me. This was fun. I hope you have a great night, a wonderful weekend. I will not be on tomorrow or Sunday, so I'll be back Monday. I hope you have a great weekend. I love you. Jesus loves you the most. Okay? Take care. Tell everybody in your family I said hi, especially Ava Grace. Ava Grace. I have a cousin named Ava. That's how I remember her name. I think of my cousin. So, all righty. Good night.